What is unfolding in London's High Court right now feels less like a routine legal dispute and more like the final act of a war that has been smoldering for decades. When Prince Harry walks into court to face the publisher of the Daily Mail, he is not simply a royal chasing damages. He is presenting himself as the human face of a reckoning, a test of how far the press can stretch the elastic of public interest before it snaps into something closer to industrialized intrusion. Alongside him stand figures who are no strangers to public scrutiny themselves. Elton John, David Furnish, Doreen Lawrence, Elizabeth Hurley, Sadie Frost. Different lives, different stories, but a shared allegation that something rotten became normal inside parts of the British tabloid ecosystem. Not a rogue reporter here or there, but a culture. Cars and homes allegedly bugged, phone calls intercepted, private medical and financial details quietly blagged, all stitched together by networks of private investigators operating like an informal intelligence service for gossip. The publisher rejects this entirely. The claims, they say, are lurid fantasies built on guesswork and misread spreadsheets. The stories, they insist, came from friends who talked too much, from lawful sources, from the messy reality of celebrity life, rather than criminal tools hidden in newsroom basements. It is a classic clash of narratives, but the deeper conflict is philosophical. If information leaks from social circles, does that absolve a newsroom from asking how it was obtained? Or does press freedom still demand ethical and legal restraint, even when the story is irresistible? For Harry, this case is framed as a culmination. After earlier courtroom victories against the Mirror Group and a historic apology and settlement from Rupert Murdoch's UK papers, this is presented as the final chapter in exposing what he believes was systemic wrongdoing. In written testimony, he describes a life lived under permanent suspicion, a sense that every conversation, every relationship might be monetized without consent. Elton John speaks of violation. And hovering over it all is the long, inescapable shadow of Harry's mother, Diana, Princess of Wales, and a belief that if these practices are not confronted openly, they will simply evolve, becoming more sophisticated and more invisible in the digital age. The stakes are enormous. Tens of millions in legal costs. The possibility of renewed criminal scrutiny. A potential chilling effect on Fleet Street, or depending on the verdict, a powerful validation of tabloid methods. This is not really about yesterday's headlines. It is about tomorrow's accountability. About whether press freedom remains an almost unconditional shield or a license bound tightly to the rule of law. For Harry himself, the trial is both catharsis and gamble. He has anchored much of his post-royal identity to this fight. On the stand, he will be asked to turn trauma into evidence, memory into proof. Whatever the outcome, the underlying story is unmistakable. A prince trying to convert personal pain into structural change, and a powerful newspaper group fighting not just for its reputation, but for its version of what a free and fearless press should be.